be unlisted on YouTube, which means only you can watch it. What's been happening? Anything interesting in your lives? Lives, plural. Anything interesting? Anyone buy a new car or anyone get married? Nothing interesting? Nope. Got an exam coming up. That's right. There's nothing interesting going on, just the exam. Waiting for 79, says Ayaz. All right. Now I'm going to turn the chat off tonight. Yes, I'm going to turn the chat off. I will turn the chat off so you can chat with me, but you can't see each other. So hopefully this works. Just bear with me while I work this out. Now the chat stopped. Why is the chat stopped? Anyway, I think you wanted the chat to stop. No, chat's working. Hope if your screen looks funny, if you can't read the text, if it looks like it's off your screen, it's because I'm using some crazy technology. So that might happen. If that's the case, you need to watch this on YouTube Live. You can still chat in Zoom, but you just need to watch the video on YouTube Live on that link. Okay, it's only paid members will be there. So yes, I think that's all good. All right, let me just bring up my slides and we'll get started. Anything else I need? Nope. I think it's all recording. Cool. Hello, everybody. Good evening, afternoon, morning, whenever it is in your part of the world. Today, we're going to do PTE reading. We're going to do another live mock test. Why? Because it's damn good practice. So what we're going to do specifically is a multiple choice single answer, multiple choice multiple answers. We're going to do a reorder paragraph, a fill in the blanks, and a reading and writing fill in the blanks. These are the tasks that you will get on test day. They may not necessarily be in this order. I think like 99% of the time it's in this order. This is the first one, second one, third one, etc. Sometimes it goes backwards, right? In fact, you'll start with this one here and then go to this one. I don't know why that happens, but just be prepared for that on test day. Let's just quickly discuss time management, because in the reading section, you have to manage your own time. Okay, so what's going to happen is this. Let's say you get the regular sequence of tasks and it starts with multiple choice single answer. You'll get 2 to 3 of these. You should only spend about 2 minutes on these. The passage of text that you read is only 110 words max, which is very short. So you can, in fact, read this, deep read it, find the answer within 2 minutes. Multiple choice, multiple answers is about 300 words max. I think it's 300 words max. And you'll get 2 or 3 of these on test day. You need to spend longer, 3 minutes, maybe even, look, yeah, anyway, I'm going to time you tonight. I'll tell you how long you're taking. Reorder paragraph, they're short, should only take you 2 minutes if you know the method well. Fill in the blanks, they're very short, should only take you 1.5 minutes. The one we're doing tonight's a bit longer. I think it's wrong. I don't think it should be that long. Reading and writing, fill in the blanks, you'll get 5 or 6 of these on test day, by the way. These will take at least, around 3 minutes. They're long and they're kind of arduous and tough. Let's think about multiple choice. Choose single answer. Looks like this. You get the passage on the left. The right-hand side, you get the question prompt and the answer options. You select one answer. You need to understand the question prompt fully. You should not even begin reading without having understood that. You need to connect the question prompt to the answer options. Deep read the text. You have enough time. Remember, it's only 110 words. Look at it. It's very small. You certainly have enough time to read it deeply and understand it fully. Reread the question prompt, eliminate the incorrect answers, locate the correct answer. That's the method. Let's do this one here. Away you go. 1 minute. 1 more minute. Okay, just let me check that all is well. How did you go? Okay, if the display is not working, please click this link here in the chat. There's a blue link to YouTube Live. For some reason, it won't display on some computers. I don't understand. Okay. Okay, cool. Somebody chose A and C, which is interesting because this is multiple choice. Choose single answer, which is impossible. Remember, this is just one answer. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at it. That was 2 minutes. That's all you should spend. Okay, so what's the method? The method is this. There's method to the madness. You definitely need to read this because this is what you need to find, right? Which of the following, A, B, C, or D, most accurately summarizes, and this is the most important here, the main finding of the research? In other words, what is the main finding of the research? Okay, let's connect this question prompt to the answer options. The main finding is that monkeys' vocal tracts are more flexible than first thought, that changes in vocal anatomy could have led to the evolution of human language, that monkeys cannot speak because of their neurology, or D, monkeys cannot speak because their vocal anatomy is limited. So the main finding of the research. So if we read this, all of these things are mentioned. All of these things are mentioned, but there's a critical little part here which says the study or the research, the study indicates, well, let's just go and have a look at the answer. The answer is C. Why? The study indicates that the limitations that keep non-human primates from speaking are neurological rather than stemming from their vocal anatomy. Monkeys cannot speak because of their neurology. That is this, okay? And that is the main finding. The study indicates. It says stuff like, this implies. That's not the main finding of the research. That's an implication, which would rub out the evolution one. And what was the other one I saw before? An international team of scientists has now looked inside, blah, 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 blah. Yes, they did find this, but that's not the main finding of the research. So if you got C, you are legendary. Well done, well done, well done. Now we're going to move on to one that is more difficult. I think this is probably, well, if you don't know the method for this, if you haven't practiced, this certainly can be tricky. I think once you understand how to do this one, it makes it much easier. So you'll get 2 to 3 of these ones on test day, and you'll notice that single answer is circular. Multiple answers have little squares, so you can tick them because you have to choose. Well, you don't have to, but yes, the answer will be at least 2. There will be at least 2 answers. Let's just quickly go through the scoring. This looks crazy. Let me talk you through it because this has negative scoring. Suppose a question has 5 answer options, A, B, C, D, and E. Let's say that A and B are the correct ones. If you choose A and B, you get 2 points, 100%. If you choose A, you'll get 1 point or 50%, which is fine. If you choose C and D, they're both wrong. You get 0. A and C, well, this is 1 minus 1, that's 0. If you choose B and E, that's the same thing. It's 1 minus 1. If you choose A and B, which are correct, and C, you'll get 50%. So look, there's sort of 2 ways to go about it. I guess the take-home message here is if you're just unsure, you can play it safe and just select one. But if you're pretty confident you've got 2 or 3, go with it. That's all. All right, so it's not rocket science there. Here's the method. In 3 seconds, read in a vertical line down the page. Let me just, no, I can't show you why to do that. Yes, I can. Just bear with me. I'm going to show you why I want you to do that. This is Melinda's genius idea, and I agree with her. Let me just show you why the first step should just be to quickly scan your eyes down the passage. Right? So what you want to do is forget all this as the first step. You just want to drag your eyes down the passage like this. So if I do it, I see the word 6,000, science, less privileged, learning experiences, visitor, STEM, broaden engagement, schools, marginalized, targeted inequalities, museums. Just run your eyes down and pick out, say, 10 keywords in 10 seconds. Cool. One of the reasons we do this is because the method is to pick a keyword out of the statement and then find the corresponding keyword in the passage, and then to say, ask yourself, does it say the same thing? If yes, you tick it. If no, you leave it. So STEM, you see the word STEM here? You know, to find this one, you're going to have to read this sentence. It will either say the same thing or it will say something different, or whatever it is. Museums, for example. Okay, so just running your eyes down quickly, you can do that. Let me move back now so you can't see what the answers are, because I know everybody loves to cheat, make their life easy. Okay, let's continue with the method. So 2, read the question prompt, of course, read the answer options, find the answer option in the text like I just showed you. 5, ask yourself, does it say the same thing? If yes, select it. Repeat. Cool. Just let me check that everyone's okay in the chat. Somebody's sound is not. Can you hear me okay? Just type in yes if you can hear me okay. Okay, it must be your computer. Sorry, there were 2 people who had struggle with the audio. It must be your computer. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. Let's just do it. Give you another minute. Okay, that's 3.5 minutes. Okay, so somebody's eliminated some. That's good. Okay, a few people have gone the safe option and just chosen one. That's cool. You're allowed to do that. That's fine. Okay. Okay, cool. Interesting. All right, let's go through the answers here. So what would I do on test day? Well, I'd run my eyes down. I see hydrothermal liquefaction. I think, what the hell is that? No idea. Temperature, Mother Nature, material, biocrude, petroleum. Okay, I sort of know what this is about. Barrels, so petrol or energy of some sort, biofuel. PNL, historically, energy. Okay, took me 5 seconds. I've got some keywords. I know what this is about. So which are true statements about hydrothermal liquefaction? Okay, now I look at this one here. Now sewage sludge can be transformed into biofuel because it can easily be dried. Now, the other thing I did is I quickly read the whole thing, by the way. I just very quickly read it like this. The technology mimics, it took me about 20 seconds. You probably should just very quickly read it. Then you start to find the keywords in the statement and find the corresponding keywords in the passage. Sewerage, for example. Oh, there's another one, sewerage. I might have to read 2 sentences instead of 1. Let's go through the answers. Remember, ask yourself, does the answer option say the same thing as the text? So type into the chat, yes or no. Does this say the same thing? Yes or no? Does that say the same thing? Let me have a look at your... Good. Nice. Nope. We're going to leave it. Let's go back and answer why, though. So the statement says, now sewage sludge can be transformed into biofuel because it can be easily dried. The passage says sewage, or more specifically sewage sludge, has long been viewed as a poor ingredient for producing biofuel because it's too wet. The PNL eliminates the need for drying. Okay, so no. I'm going to scrap that one. Yes or no? Does the statement say the same thing as the text? Yes or no? Let's have a look. Nice. I like that one. Yes. Let's go back and see why. Statement says previously, converting wastewater into fuel has been costly and required too much energy. The passage says historically, I'll have to read the funny sentence, which historically has made wastewater to fuel conversion too energy intensive and expensive. So there's a synonym there, costly and expensive. They say the same thing. I'm going to take B. Let's do C. Yes or no? There's a little key trick there. You should have got one immediately. Yes, no. Yes, because it's only talking about the US. Be careful of little tricks. It says across the world, up to 34 billion gallons of sewage is treated daily. And the passage says wastewater treatment plants across the United States. So that's going to be a no. What about this one? Yes or no? This one's kind of funny, but yes or no? Yeah, right. It's out of context. It's no. It's not talking about married people. It's talking about a single one person, right? Single as in one, not single as in not in a relationship. So that's just wrong. Now, this leaves us with an interesting little thing going on here. Now we've got B, we're confident with B, we're confident that A and C and D are incorrect. We know that there must be more than one. If I were you, I would just choose E. I would definitely go for E. Let's just make sure though. Yes or no? And is that you need to find the independent sentence. The other thing you need to keep an eye on is that the object of the first sentence will be transferred in some way to the subject of the following sentence, and so on and so forth. You need to use your knowledge of grammar to help you out. Like, for example, will turn into the in the second sentence. Check the flow of the sentences. Just make sure they make sense. They should flow from one to the next. Check the overall paragraph meaning before you submit it. There should be no sort of funny gaps or funny connections. It should connect very clearly. Let's do it. "30 seconds left. Come on, guys, you can do this. Let me just have a look. I might give you another 30 seconds. Kuram, you'll need to watch this on YouTube Live. I'm going to paste the link into the chat. Please click that blue link. All right. Do you need more time? Yes or no? All right. 30 seconds more. Okay, let's go through the answers now. That was 2 minutes. That was 2 minutes. You don't want to spend any more time than that. Here we go. Wait, let me go back. Let's find the independent sentence from this list. So start with A. How have they out? For 4 decades, waste from manufacturing plants flowed into the rivers of New Bedford Harbor, an 18,000 acre estuary and busy seaport. That is possible. Let's just leave that one there. What about this one? It's also the site. No. The harbor, which is contaminated with blah, 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 blah. No. Atlantic killifish, common estuarine fishes about 3 inches long, are not only tolerating the toxic conditions, well, the grammar's giving it away. We found our independent sentence here. Let's read it. It says, for 4 decades, waste from manufacturing plants flowed into the waters of New Bedford Harbor, an 18,000 acre estuary and busy seaport. So let's put that one there. Fine. The next one is the harbor, which is contaminated with polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, and heavy metals, is one of the EPA's largest Superfund cleanup sites. It's the harbor. It's also the site of an evolutionary puzzle that researchers have been working to solve. Atlantic killifish, common estuarine fishes about 3 inches long, are not only tolerating the toxic conditions in the harbor, they seem to be thriving there. How have they, the Atlantic killifish, been able to adapt and live in such a highly contaminated environment? You can just see how this entire paragraph flows from this, this sentence to this sentence to this sentence and then to this sentence. The whole thing just makes sense, right? Cool. How did you go, by the way? Happy people? Yeah. Okay, nice. That was a pretty tricky one, I thought. Good. Good, good, good. Let's move on. Let's do fill in the blanks. This is pretty straightforward. You'll get 4 or 5 of these on test day. You can see that the passage here is very short. Yeah, this is testing something else. The example we're about to do is too long. I apologize. The method: scan, read the text, get an idea of the theme to generate the vocabulary in your mind. If you're really good, you can look at the gap and determine whether you should use a noun, verb, adjective, and you can look at the answers and determine whether they are nouns, verbs, and adjectives. But that's a tricky one. Really, it comes down to number 3. What's the collocation or the word combination, the natural sounding phrase to complete that sentence? Let's do this one. It's a bit longer. I'm going to give you, say, 3 minutes. Two minutes and 30 seconds. You should be finished by now. Another 20 seconds. And here we go. Answers are: intelligence is difficult to test. There we go. We needed a noun, an abstract noun, intelligence. Let's try the other ones. Constraint is difficult to test. Possible. Definitely not this one. Impediment, no. Rescue is difficult. No, no, no. Okay, could have been constraint, but intelligence fits. Number 2. And the ability to something, we need a verb, animal impulses. Well, what can we do? We can constraint. No, that's a noun. Inhibitory. No, we can't use that one. Impediment. No, we can impede, not impediment. Rescue animal impulses. Yeah, we can rescue animals, not their impulses. Looks like it has to be override, because 3, where they compared the inhibitory control, there's the adjective, inhibitory control. Number 4, the challenge for the animal is to something, this is explaining the experiment, retrieve the food. To succeed, the animal has to show what? Constraint. Intelligence, override, inhibitory, retrieve, and constraint are the correct answers there. Let's have a look at the chat. See if, oh, nice. Nice. Yep. Good. Okay. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Good. That's all right. No problemo. Let's move on to, well, this is a really challenging one, to be perfectly honest with you, because it requires you to read the entire text and get the context. This one here is really just, look, well, you can almost do this one. No, look, this one requires less. Let me try and, what the hell am I trying to say here? Fill in the blanks is really about those phrases like inhibitory control, retrieve the food, show constraint. They're called collocations, those natural phrases that we use in English, or yes, in English in this case. Reading and writing fill in the blanks is not so much about that. It's about actually understanding the context of the entire passage and then choosing the best word in terms of meaning. So there's going to be 4 synonyms. Let me just show you what it looks like. Yeah, so it looks like this. So it's going to have 4 words that will probably be have a very similar meaning. You need to choose the one that is most precise. That's what it's about. Precision, word choice, precision. This task tests your understanding of meaning. There really is no method to this, to be honest. This is a test of your vocabulary. You need to eliminate options that you know are imprecise. So how you do that is you read each sentence and you insert each of the options one by one. You have to listen to the way the sentence sounds in your mind. If you lack the vocabulary, it's going to be really just guesswork. Number 4, choose the option that sounds best in the sentence and fits in terms of precise meaning. I'm going to give you 3.5 minutes. So just relax, read it carefully. Actually, I'll just give you 1 more minute. I don't think this one was too difficult. 1 more minute. How's it looking there, people? How's it looking? All right. I think that's enough time. Let's go through these answers, okay? Answers are: human preferences for horse coat colors have changed greatly over time. Exquisitely, muchly, and ferociously are imprecise. They're the correct word form. They're all adverbs, but greatly is the one that you should use. It's the one that makes sense in terms of precision. Number two, okay, this one you needed to read previously in beforehand in the sentence. Oh, what have I done? Sorry. Here it says spotted and diluted horses. Okay, so spotty horses were more frequent, blah, 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 blah. Whereas, so we know we're contrasting here. We need, what contrast with spotted? Solid colors. So the answer, you could have done this, but we also see that the answer is reinforced by what came before it in the sentence there. So greatly and solid. Number three, the study reveals that the diversity of coat colors, because we're not talking about 14 different color types, detected is the correct, most precise word here. Here's a funny little analogy. It's like think about words like knives, right? You've got all these knives at your disposal. And you want to, well, you don't want to stab people because that's not very nice. But let's say you want to cut through something. And so you got to choose the right knife to do that, to do the right job. So you want to choose the knife that is the sharpest, that is the most precise. And in this case, it's detected. Number five, indicating a human what? Taste, inclination, preference, disposition. It's a human preference. So the answers are greatly, solid, diversity, detected, and preference. Not easy. It requires you to have a large vocabulary to do this correctly. They are the correct answers. Let's have a look at the happiness index in the chat. Cool. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think today's mock test was perhaps, it's a little bit easier than normal. So hopefully it's like that for you on test day. So in this live class, we looked at multiple choice, single, multiple choice, multiple, reorder paragraph, fill in the blanks, and reading and writing, fill in the blanks. That's all. I'll hang around for a bit and answer some questions. By the way, we just launched our new updated IELTS course. So if you have any friends who are taking the IELTS, is our IELTS course better than our PTE course? Ooh, it's starting to rival it now. It's pretty damn good. All right, if you have any questions, pop them into the chat. I'm happy to answer them. Oh, okay. John asks, Jay, what do you recommend I do prior to the tutorial? Okay, so the tutorials are there for you to refine your application of the method. So you need to understand the methods before the tutorial. So understand the methods and practice. Because then when you go into the tutorial, the teacher's going to put you under pressure, okay? And the teacher's going to really push your understanding of those methods and get you to practice with him or her. So that goes for reading, speaking, right? And they're going to give you feedback. This is what's so important about these tutorials is the feedback you get. So for example, when you're doing speaking, read aloud, say, you don't know what you're doing wrong. You think you're doing it perfectly, but to the native speaker listener, you're not. You may be mispronouncing certain words. You may be using flat intonation. There's a variety of things that the teacher will give you feedback on, for example. So yes, learn the methods, practice, then go to the tutorial, then go back to practicing that task or tasks. Roy, Jay, is every question timed separately? Not in reading. In reading, you get the one, it just ticks down from say 40 minutes. It doesn't tell you each task how long you should spend. You need to manage your own time in reading, and you need to do the same in listening. Speaking, yes, each task is individually timed. It's easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's easy to know how long you have to spend. Same with writing. Reading, listening, different. Self-manage your time. Dilek, can I watch this video again? Yes, you can. It will be in the recorded classes section in the website. Down on the left-hand side, there's a little panel that says recorded classes. Click that. You can watch all I think you get a month's worth of live classes recordings. Okay, here's an interesting one from Nim. Jay, I bought the PT official academic book and the tests were much harder than your webinar. What can I say to that? Interesting. Look, I think today's webinar was slightly easier. I agree. I don't know. When I took the PT, I was pretty surprised. The mock test, ptpractice.com mock test, I thought was ridiculously hard. Super hard. Then when I went and sat the actual exam, I was kind of freaking out because I thought, oh my God, it's going to be as tough as that. And then I was like, oh, it's not too bad. I think what Pearson do, and it's probably not a bad method, is the preparation materials they provide through the mock test and their book are probably really hard, right? Then in the exam, it's slightly easier. I'm not sure. Any pattern change in the PTE? No, not that I'm aware of. It's the same. Nothing's changed, except for in retail lecture, you might get a video. Okay? Yeah, but method doesn't change. Yes, Kavitha, please watch this again. Yes, Satendra, I've changed the chat so I can see your questions, but all of the people out there cannot see your question, but I can see it. What is the probability of 3 answers correct in multiple choice, multiple answers in reading and listening? I don't know. I don't know. It's always, it will be at least 2, sometimes 3. I don't think they'd ever have 4. I don't think so. It'd be between 2 and 3. I just can't say. Are there any methods on top of the videos given for the silver package? No, everything I know, everything that we know collectively at E2 Language, we've put into that website in those videos. So yes, so it's all there. Okay, here's a question about spelling. A lot of people get low spelling scores, including me. I got a 68 for spelling. I got 90 for everything else. 88 for vocabulary, grammar, I can't remember. But I got 66 for spelling. I think the issue is, and this is what you have to do, you have to choose British English or American English from the beginning. Obviously, this is in the writing section, and you use that throughout the entire writing section. It's summarized spoken text, write essay, summarized written text. Because if you switch between British and American, it decreases your spelling score. Oddly enough, it doesn't decrease your writing score though. I got 66 and still got 90 for writing. So I don't know how that works, but choose one, stick with it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Kamran. Please do a method for retail lecture or summarized spoken text when there's an interview. Good call. Good call. I'll make a point of that. I'll try and remember that for the next mini mock test at the end of the month. In writing, are there any templates to follow? Not templates. There's a structure. There's an essay structure you should use. Templates, dangerous stuff. Inflexible. You'll write off topic if you use a template. Structures, however, if you just know how to structure an introduction, a paragraph, write about anything, any question prompt that works, please watch that methods lesson. What to do better in typing for write from dictation? I'm not sure what you mean there, Saba. You might have to rephrase that. Ahesan wants to know whether PTE or IELTS is the right choice. Take the PTE mock test. It's $30. You know, it's 10 times cheaper than the real exam, and it's pretty accurate. Make sure you use a good microphone so it picks up your speaking clearly. it'll give you an indicative score, and then you can sort of say, okay, look, I did really poorly, in which case I might think about doing the IELTS, or hell, I did pretty well, I'll stick with the PTE. So use that ptepractice.com mock test. It's excellent. How do I read faster? I cannot cope with the whole text. Well, in multiple choice single answer, it's 110 words. You can deep read it. You don't need to read it that fast. Multiple choice, multiple answers. You need to practice scan reading, just reading very quickly over the top, and then doing the between the statement and the passage. No. Okay, somebody's got an interesting point about ptpractice.com, in that is that it's not timed as per the test. For example, in ptpractice.com, the official mock test, you get 2 essays, but they don't just give you 20 minutes per essay, they give you 40 minutes total. So you might spend 30 minutes on one. So just be mindful of the timing. Try and do it as per the exam. Jay, how long do we allocate for each task in reading, says Zainab. Zainab, please watch the beginning of this video. It'll be on the website tomorrow. Or you can go to our blog and type in PT time. Just in Google, type in PT time management. I think, unfortunately, it's the second one that comes up. Don't click the first one. Bye, Jay. I have to resume my work. No worries, Mohammed. All good. What's the order of the tasks in listening? Do they change? Okay, this is going to test me. I've forgotten. Type in PTE format into Google, and the official Pearson website comes up. You can see the sequence of the listening tasks. And no, they don't seem to change. What helps us to improve our reading skills? Any specific thing to practice? Well, if you have the vocabulary and the grammar, then you need to practice the methods, and you need to apply the methods to practice. That's what will help you. If you don't have the vocabulary or the grammar, yeah, it's going to be problematic. You need to start building vocab and grammar. Jay, in multiple choice, multiple answers, is it always just 2 answers or sometimes 3? Sometimes 3. It's either 2 or 3, possibly even 4. I don't know. And I don't know the probability either. Okay. Jay, when I'm practicing on an E2 language for highlight incorrect words, if I miss one of them, it gives me 0%. Why? This is Ahmed. Because we haven't programmed it properly. In the real exam, you'll get like, say there's 5 and you get 4, well, then you'll get 80%, right? Our scoring's strict. So don't worry too much about that. I will eventually get around to fixing that. Samuel, I scored 15 in pronunciation and 75 in oral fluency. Wow. Samuel, it seems to me that you'll need a tutorial. You need verbal feedback from the teacher in real time about your pronunciation issues. The other thing is the PTE might not be the test for you. You just don't know. So please, if you're on the budget package, upgrade to the bronze, take a one-on-one tutorial. It might save you a lot of time and money. Just one. Okay, I think I've answered that. Yep, I've answered these. If you continue pasting in the same question, it's because I've actually answered it. So you might have to watch this video again. Okay, Belal says that his or her exam was extremely difficult, harder than the mock test. What is the correct microphone position during speaking? Like how you have your mobile phone just to the side of your mouth like this. That's not rocket science. There's a 15-minute video on YouTube, somebody talking about microphone position. It's hilarious. Okay. Cherry. Jay, I've done the PTE practice task. Would you recommend doing it again to check if there's an improvement in speaking? If you're talking about the mock test, it's not a bad idea. It's a shame that they don't do it just section by section though, because you have to do the whole bloody exam. Yeah, sure. I think they offer 2 different ones. So if you haven't done the second one, you can do the second one. It's a good idea. It's much cheaper than doing the real exam, right? I mean, yes, you have to sit there for 2.5 hours, which is a bit of a pain, but just think about it like this. Think about every time you go and sit down and prepare and you read carefully and you listen carefully and you write, you're actually building your brain muscle and making yourself smarter. So you can think about like going to the gym every time you prepare for your brain, that is. Bench pressing for your brain. Kathy, when should I schedule a tutorial for E2, before or after practice? After. Learn the methods, do some practice, then schedule the tutorial. Because then you'll be able to refine your understanding and application. Jay, please include a method for describing a Venn diagram. Please go on YouTube and type in E2 Venn diagram. You'll find that video. It's actually there. It's just 4 minutes. Raghuram, in speaking, answer short question. Is there a possibility for an image? Yes. Yeah, I had an image. It's like a table, and it said like, what is the class that's held on Saturday afternoon? And you have to quickly scan the table and go like dancing or whatever it is. Okay. Yes. Okay, interviews. Okay, interviews. Got it. Thanks, Kamran. Got it. Okay, I'm just looking for questions that I haven't answered. Yes, somebody's pasted the same question in like 1,500 times and ruined it for everybody. Please don't do that. I'm just going to go straight to the bottom. Why variations of a score is happening when retake the PTE? Because language testing is imprecise. And every time you use language, you use it better or worse. Some days your brain lights up like a Christmas tree and you're like a poet. You can just say whatever you want and all the words flow to you and everything is hard to find the words. It's hard to find the right phrase or structure. So that happens. Anyway, now my video's gone funny on the screen. Raghuram, can you direct me to the list of collocations on the website? PTE course, much improved because it was a terribly designed blog. So we fixed it. Guys, I'm going to leave you to it because I've got to do an IELTS webinar. Yay. And I have to eat some food before I do that or else I might pass out. Thanks for hanging around. I hope it was helpful. Yeah, cool. Keep going. Keep going. I'm sorry, Kuram, I missed your question, but if you have any other questions, go to help.e2language.com. Help.e2language.com. Spread the good word about E2 language. See you guys.